A solemn anniversary for the troubled African nation of Rwanda. It's 25 years since one of the worst genocides of recent times.
This history will not repeat. That is our firm commitment. Every day we learn to forgive, but we do not want to forget.
Also known as the genocide against the ethnic Tutsi, in 1994, almost 1 million people were killed. The assassination of the ethnic Hutu president triggered the slaughter of some 70% of the Tutsi population. Quarter of a century on, and while the deep scars remain, something of a surprising transformation. Amazingly, Rwanda's 29th in the world for ease of doing business, ahead of Spain, France, Japan and China. In terms of corruption, similar remarkable progress. In the top 50, ahead of Italy or Malta. The country was even ranked 5th safest in the world for walking at night, with Singapore topping the list. No surprise, Rwanda's called the Singapore of Africa, and also now one of the cleanest places on earth.
When the country is clean, it looks very nice and very good.
Rwanda's still far from being a paradise. It remains a relatively poor country, and democracy is not entrenched. The EU notes serious violations of civil and political rights. In fact, the West is locked in conflict, with the White House slapping steep tariffs on the nation and a major row with Europe's powerhouse, Germany. But it's failed to stop Rwanda's growth, perhaps due in part to backing from another superpower, China. Beijing's military even accompanied Rwandan troops at this week's anniversary celebrations.
Their performance today has gone beyond our expectations, reaching the level we trained. We are satisfied with their performance.
With the West apparently blocking its path, the small African nation may have found a different roadmap to success.
African Affairs analyst Lawrence Freeman told us that China's extensive investment in Rwanda has been the real driver of its development in the last few years.
Unfortunately, I think the West is not really helping African countries by their constantly harping on democracy when the West has done nothing to actually promote infrastructure and economic development. And it's a shameful act by the United States and other European countries that's only been the last 10 or so years that under China leadership of President Xi Jinping have they actually begun to build railroads, power plants, and ports where the previous 50 years, nothing was done by the Western nations. And that, to me, proves that they're not that serious about democracy and that they use democracy as a hammer to beat upon and beat up and sometimes regime change in African nations.